Right, that should be better connection, fingers crossed. I don't see, I'm just having a look and see if I can pull up the comments window. Hi Kim. Hello, we've got 2 Kims. Hi both Kims. Just let me know if you can see me okay. Can you hear me okay? That will be great. Thanks so much for joining. I really appreciate it. It's always lovely to have people. I know I get a huge amount of people watching on the replay, but it's always lovely just to have people connect in live. I don't know, there's something really, hi Claire, there's something really, really magical when we kind of all together, but yet at the same time, when you're watching the replay, there is like no time, right? Hi Dee. And so this week has been such a just to remind you, I keep on forgetting to ask, guys, if you feel that you know any other light worker friends, anyone that you feel would benefit, please do share the broadcast. It just means it gets out, more people can benefit, which it's really about spreading the message, isn't it, and just supporting each other. So that would be great. If there's anyone you think, they would really enjoy this information and they would get some benefit from it. I know so many of you are like the way showers, those of you that are kind of holding a space for your friends and your family. So this is one way that you can kind of introduce them to this awareness, basically. So this week has been really big. How many of you have been feeling it intense? It's like we've had this whole Lionsgate portal that happened on the 8th of the 8th. We also had the whole lead up. I mean, I've never known anything like it. All over August was all the Sirian frequencies with the eclipses on top. And we're just coming into the last part of the eclipse series. So eclipses generally they either come in pairs or they come in triads. I don't know if you can say triads, but you know what I mean, comes in sets of 3s. This one has been a set of 3. And hi Kim. Oh yeah, I know. I mean, so many of us have been really, really impacted. And I feel it's because of the Sirian energies. And I just want to explain a little bit more. I did in a previous post. I don't know if you guys watched it. But I just want to explain a little bit more about these Sirian frequencies and what really happens and what occurs with them and why it's so intense. So with the anxious. Yeah, that's really, really common, Kim, because what happens is when you have the electromagnetic energies, the electromagnetic energies, they come through the crown into the third eye. And so it automatically hits the central nervous system. So when it hits the central nervous system, that's when you can start to get like anxiety, like panic attacks, or feeling anxious, or, kind of just like almost buzzy and just, unsettled, really, depending on how much you're absorbing. So the Sirian energies, or let me just explain a little bit about Sirius in general. So Kim, I get you. I really get you. So with the Sirian energies, what's happening is that the Sirian frequencies and the beings that come from the Sirian dimension are all around, essentially what they're doing is supporting the anchoring and the embodiment of Christ consciousness. Okay, so a lot of that is all around the heart chakra, but mostly what they're about is supporting a purification to enable that to happen. And so this is what's happening. Now, if you look at Earth's evolutionary state, whenever there's been a huge shift of consciousness, it's it will have been orchestrated, facilitated, and supported via energy coming from the dimension of Sirius. It's very, very high frequency energy. Hi, Robbie. Lovely to see you. It's really, really high frequency energy, and we have all been impacted throughout the whole of July and the Sirian portal that happened on Wednesday. So what that means is that now that energy comes and impacts us. Most of us get impacted via the grid through that. So yes, it can absolutely affect one's meditations, absolutely. So what happens is that you absorb, depending on your contract, depending on your higher self, we will be absorbing some of that Sirian energy, and it will be creating a purification process within us. Now, that could be impacting us in all sorts of different ways. So many of you will have been having what I call light body symptoms because of it. So it could be purifying you on a physical level. It could be purifying you on an emotional level. It could be purifying you on a mental state or your thoughts. And it could also be purifying you spiritually. And it could be purifying you on all those different levels, all depending on how much you've absorbed via the grid into your energy system. And that's delegated via your higher self. So the more you absorb, the more profound and intense the purification process. So a lot of that process will be around your empowerment process, and it will be wherever the energy needs to go, wherever you need to clear, it will clear. Now for some of you that may very well be on the physical level, because these energies have got to filter through every single level of your being. So not just spiritually, it's got to come through your emotions, it's got to come through your mentals, it's got to come through your physical body. So it could be hitting you, the purification could be hitting you on any of those levels. Now, what I've personally found over the last 6 weeks, since we've been in this Sirian gateway, since the beginning of July, what happens is, because I run energy on people's patterning and people are connected to the grid, it enables me to see what's going on. And so I can almost read what's going on via the grid by working on people's patterning when I do the one-to-one sessions with them. And so what I've been finding is that people have been going through a process of purification that is related to their empowerment process, which is related at its core level to their sense of self-worth and who they understand themselves to be. Right? Because what I feel is happening, and this is now going to be coming through with this eclipse, the solar eclipse that's happening tomorrow, is that the eclipse is all about, or should I say the new moon is all about new beginnings. Now, when it's an eclipse new moon, it's like new beginnings on steroids, right? But you want those new beginnings to come from the highest possible state of beingness within you. And so I feel, and what I'm observing and witnessing as I'm running energy and working with people one-to-one, is that people have been going through, my clients have been going through a deep state of purification to enable them to understand who they truly are at a much deeper level. Because when they connect to that deeper sense, that deeper core sense of who they are, they can then manifest from that point. So the more you can manifest from your core sense of self, who you truly are, when you clear the woundings, when you clear those restrictions within you, you create so much more flow, so much more synchronicity between your core sense of self, between that higher spiritual vision. And that then flows out of you. There's so much more sync, there's so much more flow, there's so much more connection between who you truly are and how that emanates out from you. Now, when I say who you truly are, I'm not saying from a mental state, because you guys are spiritually aware. So you understand that you are limitless. You understand that you intellectually understand that you are a beautiful, amazing light being. But I'm talking about being able to get from that sense of self on every single level of your being, so that you feel that, you know that, and you are that, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritual. So everything is in sync. And so the Sirian dimension, the Sirian beings come through to support us so that we can embody that in every level, down to your every single atom, every single cell, resonating that. And that's literally like Christ consciousness. So, most of us will take lifetimes to fully embed that. But each time there's a wave of Sirian frequency that comes through, it supports us to make more of those purifications, more of those alignments within ourselves, so that we can manifest from that core sense of self. I hope that makes sense. So it's really, really big. And so what's happening tomorrow with the solar eclipse, this whole new beginning coming through. And I feel for most of us, it's going to take, don't feel that you have to do that tomorrow because that's when the actual eclipse is. It's in a portal. So, you could do it over the next couple of days. But what I suggest you do is you go deep within yourself and ask yourself, who are you? And what it is do you want to create in your life? What do you feel drawn to creating in your life? And, look at steps to enable you to do that. Now, in the Ascension Temple, for those of you that are soul members or are inner temple members, I've literally just uploaded a whole kind of mini workshop on how to work with the eclipse energies. It's like a 5-step process. And also you've got within the Ascension Temple library there also a spiritual workshop, mini workshop, goal setting that you can do, because we are vessels. So we're here on a physical planet to manifest through our visions, but we need to be guided. So we want to be guided from the highest, purest sense of self. And then we have to open ourselves up, and then we have to take action on it. You can't just sort of sit on that mountaintop and just meditate all day. You need to create that balance between the male and the female. So you need to be open up, you need to be a vessel, You need to make the purifications so that you can get the visions, you can get the insights, you can get the revelations. Then you have to action, take your masculine, your higher male side, and then move forward, take action, take steps on those insights, on those guidance that you receive. So it's like a cycle. It's like a beautiful dance, an interplay between the male and the female. And so those, with that lunar eclipse coming up, with the solar eclipse coming up, with the new moon, it's a whole new level of manifestation. It's a whole new beginnings being birthed. And to me, this whole year, you've perhaps heard me talk about, this is the year of Shokma. It's all about empowerment, but spiritual empowerment. So all of you as light workers, as heart-centered individuals, as spiritual people, you as way showers, you will be being pushed forward by spirit to start taking action, to go through those purifications, to get your vision, to get your work, to get your energy, to shine your light out there in whatever way that is. Now that might be with your immediate family and friends, or that might be in a wider sphere. It might be in your work environment. It might be you might be getting guided to do something completely different. So use this new moon eclipse portal over the next couple of days to really go within, set your intent, write down those goals from that higher place, and start to work towards it. What if you're not a light worker? Kim, I feel that anyone who... It's a really interesting question, actually. First of all, what is a light worker? Hi, Jill. What is a light worker? To me, a light worker is anyone that works with light or is drawn to working with light. So some of you are already working with light. Some of you are drawn to working with light but don't know exactly how to do that. I feel that anyone watching this will be working towards becoming more of a light worker or is already a light worker. If you want to know more on how to do that, I will be doing some upcoming broadcasts on that. That's one of my sort of to-do action lists, talking about action lists. That's one of my to-do action lists on, doing a masterclass on what a light worker is, how you can facilitate that within you, how you can work personally with light, frequencies, with crystals, and also how you can support others in that as well. If you feel drawn to be more of surface and facilitate that for others as well. Okay, so for those of you that are temple members, go into the Ascension Temple site. You will find in the Ascension Library the spiritual goal setting, and also the mini workshop on how to work a little bit more with the eclipse energies. Take care, enjoy this portal. I feel we've been leading 6 weeks coming up to it. I would say ritualize it as much as you possible. So, create a little space for yourself, a little altar, light some candles, a little smudge, write a list of what it is. Hi, Maria. Glad you could join us. What it is that you want to manifest. If you don't know what it is you want to manifest, then ask spirit. Connect up. Ask to be guided, with you'll get synchronicity. If you just ask, you'll get signs. You'll get signs within the next 24 hours as to what it is you are to manifest. See yourself as a vessel of light, allowing spirit to work through you, but also understanding that you will constantly need to go through cycles of purification, because you have to keep on clearing your wounding so that you can stand more in your power as a light worker. Thanks so much, all of you, for joining live. It's so lovely. And also for those of you watching the replay, take care, and I shall connect hopefully on Monday with our next Ascension update. Okay, take care. Bye.